Hi, everyone. Today we're sitting down with Olivia FitzGerald. Olivia, tell me about your majors at UMW and where you're at right now.
I'm majoring in ecology and mathematics, and I'm in Jordan, Montana right now.
And how's the weather?
It's really nice. Yesterday it was super windy, but today it's supposed to get up to 80. It's like
Whoa.
so nice out right now. Yeah.
It's supposed to be cloudy here, and it is kind of cloudy in Dillon, but we're only supposed to get up to around 70, I think. So
Um,
you definitely have.
that's not bad though. I'll take anything above like 50.
Right. I agree completely. All right. So let's get started with these questions that been asking 2020 graduates. So how have you been doing since the COVID-19 restrictions went into effect?
Pretty good. I've been hanging out at my sister's house and at home, so I haven't been too isolated just by myself. It's been nice.
Yeah, exactly. That does kind of make your day just different, right? Make it better.
Being able to see people. I was in Dillon by myself for just a few days and I was like about to go crazy.
Well, so just kind of give me an idea of what your day looks like.
Um, well, what does my day? Well, for the seventh block, I didn't have a class, so I was like being pretty lazy. I was quarantined for 2 weeks, so then I just like didn't do anything. But after that, and now I have a class, so I try to wake up early and work out with my mom or sister, do my class. I've been babysitting a lot for my brother, um, trying new like cooking and recipes and stuff. So
Yeah.
I try to stay busy all day.
So what class are you taking, Block 8, and how is that going?
I'm taking plant systematics and it's going pretty good. It's hard to kind of like walk your way through keying and dissecting the plants. Um, it's been okay though. We get to go outside a lot and like, look for plants, or we did like uh what is it, a scavenger hunt, and like had to find like different types of leaves and different leaf arrangements and stuff like that. So she's been really awesome about like still getting students to go outside, and it makes it not so horrible.
Right. But with students spread out all over the state, they're definitely going to find, well, not only different plants, but also different part of the growing season. So you're in Jordan. What is the altitude there compared to Dillon? Are you about the same as us, or are you much?
No, I think it's quite a bit lower.
Oh, okay.
Actually, so one day we had to key out a dandelion, well, anything that we found outside. And I found a dandelion. I was in Great Falls, and so I keyed it out. And she said, "Keep the specimen. You'll use it tomorrow and dissect it." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna need this. I'll just pick another one. This will be like all gross and stuff." And so
Right.
I threw it away and I came to Jordan and there was like no dandelions here yet. So I had to like go around. We have like a creek around our house. So I had to like walk down there and like search for these dandelions.
Searching for a dandelion. Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't happen very often, does it?
exactly. But now there's like hundreds of them.
Right, exactly.
And they're
Okay, well, yeah. So I'm going to go to the next question. COVID-19 aside, how long ago did you decide what you wanted to do after graduation?
not that long ago, as you know. Like, I don't know, was it like February or March even? I
Yeah,
was planning on going to grad school and then I just kind of decided I didn't want to. So I had planned on getting a seasonal job this summer. So
mhm.
I've known I wanted to do that. I've been applying for that since winter, but I just recently decided I wasn't going to go to grad school.
Okay. All right. And I think this is going to be a great interview. And I think this is going to give a lot of your peers things to think about because, yeah, people do choose different paths. And sometimes the path that they chose just really isn't the right fit for them at the time. So
Mhm.
we'll talk a little bit more about that too. So once you graduate, it's coming up this weekend. Tell me, what are you going to be doing?
I'm actually starting my job on the 11th, so the next Monday, well, that next weekend, I'm moving to Lewistown, and I'll start my job at the BLM there Monday,
And
and then all summer.
and you're going to work there all summer, you said?
hmm
Okay. And so what will you be doing for the BLM?
My title is rangeland technician, so I'll be going out and doing like rangeland health assessments. I'll be doing a little bit of what I did last summer with like the AIM surveys, so just like doing vegetation and soil surveying.
Awesome. So can
hmm
you tell me, is that considered an internship or a temporary position? Are you're getting paid or what, how does that work?
Yeah, I'm getting paid. It's just a temporary position. I think the shortest it'll go is 4 months. Sometimes they have more funding, so sometimes it'll go 5 or 6 months, but it's just a seasonal position.
Okay. Are there any other Western students going to be in your crew or anything like that that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Adriana works at the BLM in Dillon though, and so that's what I was we were both doing AIM last summer, and they have like these lists online, and you like have to say who's like entering the data, and so we like saw each other's names on the list. So
But
I think she's still doing that, but I don't know of anyone in Lewistown that's doing it.
right. And so Lewistown is closer to your hometown. Will you be able to take off and go home or?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours away, and
Oh,
then it's
okay.
2 hours away from where my sister lives, so it's a super convenient location, and I just love Lewistown too. It's so pretty over there. I'm so excited to live there.
Oh, I might have to come over and check it out because I've never been there myself. So then are you guys living in bunks or?
No, I'm renting a room in a house with two other seasonals. I have
Oh,
not
okay.
met them, or I don't even have like any of their contact information. But I did that last year. I moved in with just one of my coworkers and never met her, and it worked out really well. So
Well,
I'm
good.
hoping for that again.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to kind of skip the next question, but I'm going to read it actually because it says, once you decided what you wanted to do, what were your very first steps toward making it happen? And so you mentioned that you did have the idea and wanted to pursue looking into grad school, but then decided not to do that. So if we go to the next question, how did the process evolve? Just kind of talk me through wanting to go to grad school and what changed your mind about that? How did that come about?
Um, well, I went back and forth on it for a long time. Like when I came back to school last fall, I was like sure I wasn't gonna go. And then I was swayed. I just swayed back and forth a lot. And then by the time I was like, yes, I do want to go, I'm going to start looking and applying places. It was like pretty late. Like a lot of the deadlines had come and gone. It was like after winter break, and a lot of the deadlines were mid-December.
Hmm.
So there were some that were still open, and I was like still like trying and like looking at places and really like wanting to go. But then like I was like emailing professors and I wasn't getting like a whole lot of response. I got a few responses, but I nothing really like stood out, and like I felt like my options were really limited and I was just like rushing into it. I had kind of like missed the boat and I was just like kind of like scrambling, and I don't know. So I really just felt like there wasn't a lot of options and I felt rushed into it, and I didn't want to like pick a place and then not like it, and like I only picked it because there was only 3 grad schools left with like that hadn't their deadline hadn't already passed. So I was like, well, I had thought about taking a year off. So I was like, I'll just take a year off and like think about it. I'll be able to like find a different program, look at different programs, talk to
Hmm.
different professors, and like figure out what I really want to do.
Hmm. Okay, so I think that it sounds like, anyway, you were being really honest with yourself and made a decision that was best for you. Would you say that when you were going back and forth between that, it was stressful?
Yeah, it was stressful. Like any way that I chose, like when I really felt like I didn't want to go and I told myself I'm not going to go, I still felt like stressed out, like, oh, this isn't, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm missing a good opportunity here. Like, but then even when I did decide I was going to go and I was applying, I still had like that anxiety of like, this isn't the right choice. And like, this isn't the right thing, missing out on different opportunities. So like, either way I chose, it was like stressful. I just had to like choose like what really felt right and like what I really wanted to do. So,
Mm-hmm. So when you made that decision to wait at least a year, then how did that stress level change?
well, it was better because it was like, okay, I'm not rushing into it, but it's also like, it's not like I can never go back. It's like, I get this year, I get like the little chance to breathe. I can go work different places and find something I really want to do. So it just felt better like having the time and the chance to like figure it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, with it was a lot of pressure was off
Mhm.
at that point to make the decision. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and that's really, really great. So you said the BLM job is going to be 5 to 6 months. So
Mhm.
what do you think you might be doing at 6 months and one day from now?
Uh, well, originally I wanted to like travel and go like get a job abroad. I was thinking like Australia or New Zealand, go like work on a farm or something down there or anything really.
Mm-hmm.
But now with like this COVID thing, I'm like a little nervous. Like there might not be those opportunities, and it might be kind of hard to travel. So that's what I hope to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
If not, maybe I'll get another seasonal job. I don't know, really. It's
Yeah.
really up in the air, which is like kind of makes me nervous, but is also like kind of awesome. Like even if I don't get a job, maybe I'll just like travel around and work just like odd jobs for a few months.
Okay. Well, two things about that. So you just answered the question how COVID has affected your plans because yeah, the travel thing may just look a little different than you thought because you can't fly out of the US or you can't fly where you wanted to fly. But I am going to tell you, and this is kind of a plug for career services at the moment, but career services is available to students who are enrolled in taking coursework at Western, but it's also available to students that have graduated, alumni. And I will tell you that some things do come to mind that I can share with you at another time, like ecotourism, looking at like, oh golly, what's the name of that? There's some other nonprofit organizations that do even, like ocean cleanup, that kind of thing, stuff that I think you might really be interested in. And I have got all of those company names and those links shared. So hopefully, sometime over this summer, we can get together either on Zoom or if we're back on campus, you can come in and we can talk about that, Olivia, because yeah, I think there's a lot of rewarding opportunities out there. And that's what it sounds like that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, something beyond 4 more years of school, and so, yeah, I'd love to share that stuff with you. I think you'll find there's more than you might imagine even.
Okay.
And they may not be as affected by COVID as other types of resources. So we can check that out for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one. I think we have to have a follow-up conversation like at the end of the summer and see how you're doing. But
Okay.
but if you had a message to share with your other, well, with the students that are coming up behind you, maybe haven't decided what they're going to be doing, what would you say to them? How would you encourage them their next few years of college?
Mm, I guess it's just like don't get panicked about not knowing what you're doing. Like when I first went to school, I just decided to major in math because I didn't know what I was doing. And I kind of just like fell into like the biology, ecology with the mathematics, like you'll just like kind of find your niche and you'll find what you really want to do. So I guess just like chill out about it. And I'm even graduating and I still don't know what to do. You'll just learn to not freak out when you don't know what's going on with your life. It's just kind of like an eerie calmness you'll get. So I don't know. That's the advice I would give to them, is just not like be too worried about it.
Right. Yeah. And I think that that is really a really mature attitude, because a lot of people, younger people, do kind of live in a moment of time, where the future is like now, it's hard to look down the road because they don't have that much life experience behind them. But you're absolutely right. It is true. There is time for you to do those kind of things. And you'll be more satisfied when you are doing the thing that's suited for you, you
Yeah.
know.
And
So,
I guess part of that too is like being willing to like take chances and like
mhm.
try new things out. Like take a summer job, do a bunch of fun summer jobs. Like you might have to move or the pay might not be good, but it's just like so good to get those new experiences and it'll help you figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, totally. And it just sounds like as long as you are open to doing those kinds of things and taking those new opportunities, the more versatile of a person you will be, and you'll be more, I guess, happy with the decisions that you make.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sounds like. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go, but before I do, I wanted to say one other thing, and that is that I want to thank you, as on behalf of students and as the manager of the Learning Center, for all of the tutoring that you have done over the last year. I
Welcome.
know, yeah, I know a lot of math students and science students really enjoyed working with you, and they have shared with me that you helped them with their assignments. With some people, it was a daily visit to the Learning Center to see you. Other times, it might have been an easier block, but then the following block, boom, again,
Mhm.
these people were back in there because the coursework was a little harder. And so you really were able to help them understand that. You worked with some of the youth challenge students, and they really appreciated that as well. I could tell that they were really into um, listening to you and trying to understand math concepts that might have been a little more difficult for them. So anyway, Olivia, it's been a pleasure working with you and having you in the Learning Center. And I look forward to touching base with you in the future to see how things are going.
Me too. It's been a pleasure working with you. I loved my job in the Learning Center. I'm gonna miss it
Oh,
a
thank you.
lot.
Yeah,
And all my coworkers and my boss and the students.
well, we'll definitely have to stay in touch. I know you got a bright future. So
We will.
congratulations on graduating.
Thank you.
And I'm going to stop the recording and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. See you.
See you. Bye bye.